Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Flow with K
and B.
Yes, that's Koforola and Boma.
Yep.
Yes, and we're really excited for another episode today, and we're going to be talking about things you should never tell a bereaved. Yes, things you should never tell a bereaved. I know that sounds like some of you are wondering, what are these girls on about this afternoon? Things you should never tell a bereaved. Well, this topic has a backstory. And I think I became conscious about how insensitive people can be.
Insensitive and not also knowledgeable, because sometimes it's not that people are sensitive, it's that they just don't know. And sometimes people are just genuinely confused, because I know I've been in that state before. So over to you. Continue.
Okay, so let's expand it.
I like it when this part of you come out, because everybody seems to think I'm the only one.
But you're the one influencing me
Bruh, you are such a lie. You are a lie. You by yourself. You are a whole lie.
Okay.
But continue.
Okay, so really, I lost my dad almost 2 years now ago, and that was for the first time I really, so now I'm talking from the place of the receiver of the bereaved, and we had people come to our house to sympathize with us, for their condolences and all. And I met the most interesting and amazing set of people. In fact, I don't think we're going to only restrict ourselves to things you should not tell a bereaved. The original topic was bereavement 101, because I have some other etiquettes that I would like to share. So it's beyond, maybe in another episode.
Yeah, we actually do have so this is something for you to look forward to in the new season. We have a topic called general etiquette, life lessons. Basically things you shouldn't say to people, ways you shouldn't behave in public, just all those general things that, calling somebody you meet for the first time dear baby and all of that.
I understand that you are bereaved by that.
Yes, it's a bereavement.
It's a bereavement for you, but
let's focus on this aspect of bereaved.
So really, so who is a bereaved? Someone that has lost someone. I can't say something. I think someone that has lost someone. It doesn't matter the relationship, but you've lost someone, and yes. So this particular statement has haunted me for since then. I have forgiven the person, because I'm a Christian, but I still think about it and I'm like, how can somebody be this insensitive, to people's feelings? So you come to my house. I just lost my dad.
Right. Was this when Popsy passed and all of you were in the house?
Yes.
So people were coming to visit.
That first 1 month.
Right.
We buried him a month after.
Okay.
So that period. And someone comes. So see, to you, it might not be anyhow, but to me, I just lost my dad, and how some people, when they are grieving, they don't eat. Me, my appetite was voracious. I was just eating, and we had really kind people that, gosh, type of meals they were bringing for us.
Right.
So you understand, meals that I will not cook on a normal day. So I was really eating, but I can't even say I added weight. Funny enough, I think I even lost some weight. There's a way food and your emotions can be. As someone that has not seen me in God knows what comes to my house, and if she sees me, and the first thing she says is not, oh, my condolences, or how are you? She says, you've added weight, oh. You're not looking like your father's sister. And I'm
you not tell her that mommy Elenu yaka. I'm sorry. I don't be vexed. I'm quiet. Continue. No, because I don't even think that one is it's just common sense. You're not here for you. It's not about you and what you think about me.
Mama, she had no right. Not because of even the atmosphere. She had no right because this man is @2 of me. So it was not your prerogative to have said. I'm not saying that if she was slim or it was any better,
right?
But at least I'd have given her the benefit of doubt.
Right,
mommy, mommy, trying to give her eye mommy. This was low.
Right.
This was low. You shouldn't have.
Right.
But I didn't say anything. I just walked out. I don't even think I remember responding to her because I was more irritated. Like at this point, like what came to my mind was not now. Like this is definitely not the place or the time for this thing you just said to me. Gosh. After that one, this other one. Thankfully, he didn't say it in my presence. He said it to my mom.
Oh, wow.
And like you said, maybe he didn't know. I want to give him the benefit that maybe he didn't know that what he said was very insensitive.
Yeah.
So he came, because I don't really think it's from a place of care. Honestly, I can't find the care in the statement. So he says he came and he brought us, some food stuff. Not that I am not grateful for what he brought, but really would have done without it. I don't know if I'm painting the picture well in your head.
I get what you mean.
And he comes and he drops it and he asks my mom like, that we know that we live in an estate now. That now that Popsy is there, like, she should consider, getting somewhere else, in another location, somewhere smaller, so she can afford to pay for the house. And I'm looking like...
Was this discussion on the time of coming to visit the
widow?
As in a widow.
Yes, it was.
That her husband just died.
Yes.
And this is the thing you have to say to us.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
It's a different thing if my mom had asked, please, so we cannot pay house rent, give us money. But they not beg.
Even if your mommy asks in this period, is this the time for unsolicited advice? You will not wait for the time of money to at least elapse.
You need to see the way, me and my brother reacted, like, who the hell is this? And what does he think he is? Like, sir.
I think for me, first of all, what I want people to start knowing is that the fact that people lose a person, they need help, but don't always assume that it's financial help or aid. And if you're going to give that help, stop making it seem like you're doing a favor. If you want to help, get it over and done with. This idea of, her husband died, she's desolate and in need, she's at your mercy. Because I know of people that they've lost husbands and wives, and I mean, I have one of my aunties, so to speak. It's not biological, but these aunties you grew up with, right? And she lost her husband. Until today, the house that she got, somebody anonymously donated house, and somebody's anonymously paying her children's school fees. Till today, we've been trying to find out who. Go to bank, ask for statement. No way to trace it though. And God bless the person, but that's what I'm saying. There are people that, they want to help and they don't want you to feel a certain way about that help, or make you feel indebted, or make you feel like you have to do something. There's a way somebody will help you and you just feel like you have to do something to repay, because you're constantly feeling like it's too much. But if you don't know where it's coming from, what do? You cannot reject. All you can do is pray for the person.
This one is not even trying to help. Was just giving nonsense. And if he ever gets to listen to this, that statement was very, very wrong and uncalled for and insensitive. In case you did not know. In fact, I believe that you did not know. So now you know. Another one that might look like is me trying to be nice. It can be very controversial, but this is me. This is Kofo Warela's personal opinion.
Right.
Is you saying, call me if you need anything or I'll be there for you. The problem with that statement is, the truth is, most times you genuinely want to be there for the person, or you want the person to I want to believe you want the person to reach out to you, but we can only do some stuff to the extent that we are enabled.
Explain, please.
So, call me if you need anything. I need 5 million naira now. If I call you, can you give me 5 million naira? No, if you don't have like 500 million naira in your account.
Okay.
Do you understand? So when they say call me, instead of doing that, I think my advice is just do what you would do anyways. So if you call me if you need anything, obviously, see, like you said, we need something. Somebody just died. There's their burial arrangements, there's school fees to be paid, there's rent to be paid if applicable. So there's always something to be needed. So call me if you need anything. Just sounds like do what you. There are people that came and dropped checks and donate. In fact, I said, that period I was rich. God bless my friends and my families. They were amazing. They didn't have to say call me if you need anything. It was Kofo, send your account details. Kofo, do this one. What are you guys getting for the burial? Okay, I will handle this aspect of this one. But call me if you need anything is because the truth about the people that say that thing in that moment they never help out though. Most of them, not all.
Right.
In that moment, they never help. It's not a situation of they've done something. You're not like, call me if you need any more thing. That's just their initial reaction. Or call me if you need to speak to me. it's such a heavy promise, because sometimes you really want to do it, but you are not just enabled. So don't give me that. Don't allow me to.
Don't open that channel.
Exactly.
And then when I want to use it, it's not accessible. Yeah.
I remember my mom's friend that had lost her husband years ago. She came because she was really a very good support system in that period. And she said that when her husband died, so someone told her that thing. And immediately there and then, she told him, please don't make that promise to me. Not because I don't appreciate your good intention, but because I know that you may not necessarily be as available as you're thinking. Call me in anything. Don't say that. Do whatever you want to do. Do you understand? Again, we are only able to give as much as God enables us to do. So don't, and some people again to make the attention that, oh, I'm there for you, I'm there for you, I'm your source of strength, everything. And the person that has at the back of our mind, and they're calling you, day one you don't pick, day two you don't pick. It's not like this person that says I'll be there for you is no longer there for me. Right. So don't make empty promises, basically. Not because you planned for it to be empty, but just do what you would do anyways. Call me if you need anything. Why should I call if I need anything? Or why should I call if I need to talk? Why don't you call me and check up on me?
Right.
Why don't you call me and ask, okay, do you need to talk, or something bothering you? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's another one for you.
Well, for me, the only loss that I have experienced was it's kind of hard talking about it, but I'm gonna try. It was my aunt, my mom's sister, their last born. And growing up, I grew up with a lot of, for those who don't know, I'm an only child, right? But I grew up with a lot of siblings, adopted, officially, unofficially. There were just always people in the house. But for me, for me, my mom's sister was my sibling. She was when I say way older, she could have given birth to me, in fact, right? I was in primary school when she was already in her 30s. I was primary 5 GS1. She was already in her 30s, maybe late 30s or something. But this is a woman that when I want to play water gun, what card, Ludo, she'll play with me. You know, when we're fasting and I'm like, Auntie Buki, I don't want to fast. She'll say, oh yeah, let's go and carry juice. We'll drink juice, we'll clean out. Mommy will ask her. So she really indulged me. So I never really felt, empty. And she was there in the darkest, deepest, most if our hardest moments of my life. She was there for me, right? And she knew just what to do. I remember there was a day where she had come to get me when I was going through some stuff because my parents couldn't come. They were in the north then, and Yobe State was 2-hour journey down to Lagos, Ogun State.
Yobe?
Yeah.
2 hours.
24. No. It was the whole day. Sorry, that's 2 hours.
Yes.
Sorry, that's a very high mistake. That is more like 26-hour journey by road. Because I remember Young shall grow that time. I think our family name used to be there, honestly. There's no airport in the States that time. So it's only night bus. They didn't even used to travel during the day. It was only night bus. So there was I didn't even used to go for midterm break because you spent 2 days on the journey, 2 days back. What's the use for me? So I stayed in school. Everybody would go home and just be there. So it was her. She would come from Ilorin, then she'd stay in Ilorin and come and see me. So she came that one time and I remember she looked at me and I saw her and I just started crying. And Kofodino, she didn't say a word to me. She just walked with me, walked in camp, walked. And she just asked me if I was hungry. I ate, and that was it. And that's what, as small as I was in GS2 or GS1, that was all I needed. I honestly didn't know I couldn't express what I was even going through, all of that. Anyways, so she passed, and she passed at a time where, I was in second SS3. I was like, oh, I'm growing up. I had plans, somebody who married late. There was just so many things I was planning to do for her children. I was going to spoil them, going to do this. And she died. She was sick. I couldn't see her. I was the only person that didn't get to see her before she died. And she died on the day I was traveling to Ilori to go and see her. We got to call that morning. So it kind of just hit me really, really hard. Now, at a point where I can't even process my feelings. I'm not old enough. I like to think I didn't even know what pain or anguish, all these big grammar. I just knew that I was in a whole lot of pain and I didn't know what to do with it, right? I knew that it was giving me mood swings and all of that. And you express this to people around you and you hear things like, so you're coming from the angle of what people say. I'm coming from the angle of we need to stop telling people how to process pain. Yes. We need to shut the hell up This one pisses me off because I've seen people go the wrong turn because people said this is how you should, deal with your feelings. If people want to cry and kata is running from their noses, you best let them do it. If you can't, get the hell out of their way. Because I had a friend who blatantly told me she didn't know how to be there when somebody was experiencing pain. So you know what she did? She cleared. She simply disappeared, which was good and better for me. Because I could not at that point handle somebody saying something mean, saying something like, I beg, it's not just an auntie. You don't know what this person stands for in my life. You don't know the significance of this. The fact that you have a screwed up relationship with your auntie does not mean that you should measure that same relationship. Do you understand? For you now, Kofo, you are close with your dad to some extent. Some people don't have a relationship with their dad, so they can't relate to your pain. If their dad dies today, in all honesty, they will not be in pain. So don't come and use your own to compare my own pain. Now, I'm not saying validate my pain. I'm simply saying shut up about it if you can't acknowledge it. 1, 2, don't tell me how to deal with it, because that was what I was going through then. I had people constantly telling me, it's been long now. If it's not your business if I want to mourn her for 2 years, 3 years, allow me go through. And I know that psychologists and therapists will tell you that there's a process and people process things differently and all of that, yada yada yada, which is fine, right? But my point is, if you are not a professional, if you as a friend cannot understand that this your friend is not always like this. Before this person died, before she lost this person, she wasn't like this. So if you can't, because I had this friend who stuck with me, right? And we're still friends till date. 3 of them. God bless you guys. Shout out to Lola, Nikki, and Sarayo. The best, right? They stuck with me then. I lost a lot of friends during that time because as a second, I also understand that, they're also children. They don't understand. But for even the older people, like people who were in university, people who were married, other aunties and uncles, they just didn't know how to handle me right. And looking back now, I'm like, nah, man, you guys could have done better. It just wasn't as important to you guys. Then, third thing that I want to say concerning these people coming to come and visit you, saying, please, guys, if you don't know what to say, just pray for them. I'm serious. Don't go and say, you look fat. Yorubas do that a lot. Trying to look for small talk. Small talk. Didn't you experience it?
I just remember this one. The next thing, everybody kept on talking about marriage. And I'm like, how did we get to this point? I thought we came here to mourn. Okay. How did it become about Kofo and when she's getting married or when she's going to bring her husband home? I understand the need to want to say something just to ease the tension, but like you said, if you have nothing nice to say or nothing sensible to say, don't say anything. Honestly, picking from what you said about duration of pain and processing. Another one I do not like when people say is, so for I don't know if you've ever experienced loss of someone and how you would be able to relate to that. Some 2 years after, 3 years after, you can be walking on the road and you will legit pause and you will break down and you will cry. Yes. I've had episodes where I'm at work and I just excuse myself. I go to the bathroom and I am crying. This is not Father's Day. This is not my dad's birthday. It's just hits me in those moments. Then you miss me crying and you're saying something like, is it still your daddy you're crying about? I've not been over 2 years. How we beat you? How we use the corner in me, all the pain in me, how we beat you? Those type of days, you don't respond because there are no right responses. There are no words, honestly. There are no right responses. There are no words to say to people. There is no definition for pain. Another thing that Buma said I was also going to touch on is the issue of people processing pain and everything. Right. We all mourn differently. Yes. I know people that did not cry, they did not shed a single tear, but you come 10 years later, it can be that they are in a party and Buma, they legit break down and start crying. Yes. The way we process emotions are very different, and what you say can make or mar a person. Yes. We don't look at me. This is 2 years ago. I'm still remembering. As in, you're saying things that are
it's stuck with you,
and it sticks with you.
Yeah, and I promise you that these people don't remember.
They don't remember.
They don't even know.
They don't.
You see, that's the power of words, guys. They don't even know.
And guess what? I'm the firstborn. I have siblings, so you can imagine
the pressure.
Apart from like, can you imagine if the last? I don't even know if he heard.
Right.
If the last born had heard something like this,
having to carry that through the course of his life.
Understand? How do you want him to feel? How do you want him to react? Like, it's the issue of bereavement, etc. Death is very, very, very sensitive. Even for me that I have lost someone, even when I hear that someone has lost somebody, I still did, but I don't still know how to react. I don't know how to say sorry. What my own experience has made me become is empathetic. Before, I used to come from a place of sympathy, but now I can empathize with you
because you've experienced it.
But I still never know the right words to say, and sometimes in my message I type it out. I'm like, I really don't know what to tell you right now to make you feel better, and I don't tell them I'll be there for them because like I said, I don't like that.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I will not check on you as much as I can.
So, you know this thing you said, I was going to say something before I started talking about how you say, I'll be there for you. It's the same way you say, I hate this thing too. When people say, when you tell somebody something and they say, I'm praying for you. People never pray. When they say, okay, then let me say people never pray. People rarely ever pray when they say, I'm praying with you or I'll pray for you. And what you don't realize is you are signing up yourself under a covenant and a promise. So this is what upsets me. So somebody tells you when you're mourning that, whatever you need, just let me know. If it's in my capacity, I will do it. I'll be there for you. Now, maybe what I need from you is a listening ear. You are now always busy. I now confide in another person, maybe a mutual friend. I mean, this thing that this girl is doing, Kofo is doing, is hurting me because, Kofo was the one that told me that I could lean in on her. And what you people don't realize is when people experience loss, it's a part of themselves that they lose, which automatically means there is now vulnerability in play. Everything gets to them in a way that they didn't even know could get to them. It's like they're now looking for a way to find themselves again to exist without this person that used to be such a chunky part of your life, especially if it's a sibling, a daddy, a mommy. Your whole life consisted of these people, and all of a sudden these people don't matter anymore.
I just remembered an experience that happened on my friend's wedding last year.
Okay.
So it's during daddy and daughter dance,
right?
And I just started crying. And another of my friends was sitting with me, so she was just gisting and she just looked at me. I'm like, why are you crying? In that moment, she remembered and she just gave me like a smile, like a nodding smile, and she just kept quiet. At that point, I didn't even have to say, sorry, don't cry. The fact that she looked at me and I saw that she understood from her eyes and her smile was enough for me in that time. Okay. Imagine if she said something like, it's not even your wedding, why are you now crying?
Hey, Jesus.
and these are not far-fetched things that people say, really. And really, what really triggered this topic for me has been the news and incidents of death in this last couple of weeks.
Right.
And I just like, you know what? Because I've had to send a number of people messages to, console them, in quotes, send them messages just to uphold them. And every time, no matter how many times I send these messages, they are never the same for me. Like I said, I never always have the right things to say.
Right.
And because of that, I never say anything. The worst case, my prayer is not even so constant. I just pray for strength for you. Because that is really, really all that is what you need in that time. Strength and emotional, it was strength in all areas, emotion, then even understanding of people around you. Because
the right people the right things.
I know people that lost triggered something in them and they turned to in their grief they had to turn to alcohol and
drugs,
everything,
bad lifestyle.
They don't need, even when you see somebody like that, he or she does not need you to be judgmental because again, like you said, we all process grief,
sympathy and compassion, guys. In fact, I think the watchword for everything that we've said in the whole of this season 1 for me, this being like the official sort of last episode, is that, guys, we need to begin to embrace